Gates as well, got an escort with the pony. So they're locked and loaded, the loader's on, and the midway field is ready to go. Set for a start. Racing now. And a pretty good line out of the gate. Zorro Cat's going to split the line in front and lead. Electrica jumped okay. Sumo Star is showing a bit of muster wide out. Together with Tinker's Lad is caught pretty wide. Cream rises off the track from Dream Deal and Diamond Diesel going between runners and Nosy Parker on the fence. Then Smart Little Miss one off the rails and the outside a different stroke. So am I taken back to park on the outside of Bluff and Bluster. So Zorro Cat heads them up. Sumo Star strides to a clear second. Electrica's got a great spot third on the rails and the inside of Tinker's Lad, and Cream Risers couldn't get in, cast three wide. Further back to Nosy Parker on the inside of the favourite Diamond Diesel. Then came a Dream Deal deeper out. Then came Smart Little Miss from different strokes. So am I, starting a run three wide. Bluff and Bluster stays on the fence last. Zorro Cat leads around the corner from Sumo Star, Tinker's Lad and Cream Risers. Then came Electrica, just looking for a bit of room. Zorro Cat being challenged by Sumo Star. 2 lengths away to Cream Risers. Electrica into the clear if good enough. Diamond Diesel and Smart Little Miss starting to run on well wide out. Sumo Star got to a narrow lead. Smart Little Miss is closing in, and so am I the outside. Diamond Diesel between them. Smart Little Miss and so am I, and so am I went home best. Zach Lloyd extracts back-to-back wins out of So Am I to gun down Smart Little Miss, and I think third different strokes on the inside of Diamond Diesel. They're followed by Electrica, she had her chance, followed by Bluff and Bluster, Dream Deal, Zorro Cat, Nosy Parker, Cream Risers, Tinker's Lad.
5 for the winning trainer. He's got a long break now. He can celebrate for 9 races because his next runner, Glint of Silver, is in race 10 today. Maybe he won't leave that winner's room until they kick him out before he has to saddle up for race number 10. You've got plenty of time on your hands to celebrate now.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to see him do it, really. There's a long time between drinks. Now he's put 2 in a row, which is great for the owners because they've all been quite patient and had faith in him, and it's good to see him put a couple together.
Anything that's just clicked with him lately?
Maybe good luck.
Yeah.
That's probably all you put it down to, really. He's had a couple of really good rides, and they'll probably drop back in grades, probably be a big help for him.
You wanted to be a bit closer than what he was. It didn't matter in the end, and it's a good sign for today's racing that he could come from that far back and down the centre. Yeah, there's always plenty of doubt that they might be a bit suited to the on-pace horses, but I thought the race was run pretty even, and he gave him every chance. You find another one now? Another race?
Well, he's got to go up the grade now, so it always makes it tough for the next step, but we run with his confidence.
Well done.
Thank you.
He is, yes. Nice way to kick off the day. He's got plenty of good rides throughout, and this will give him a lot of confidence going throughout the day. Zach, you aboard him last start. Just with where you landed, what were you thinking there?
Yeah, I went into the race with a very open mind. I said to the owners, I don't know what I'm going to do. Depending on tempo and how he jumped, I'd ride the race, and ultimately that ended me out at the back, and I thought it was going to be a very hard ask, but the horse, he's racing really well and he's prepared perfectly, so he done the work very nicely.
Halfway up the straight, were you thinking you were going to pick them up because he was back 100 metres in trip?
Yeah, I felt he quickened nicely, but not that same turn of foot as last start, so I was a bit worried. But with the tempo they went, they were obviously stopping and he was improving, coming back that 100 metres. So I knew he was going to be strong to the line, and he was. So it was a tough win.
Is it firm out there, or is there a bit of give?
There is a bit of give. I spoke to the track manager before, and he said he put a bit more moisture in it than usual. So it felt like that too, to me at least.
Great way to start the day. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Missile Defence now is the last draw on the outside for Rhys Jones, and Missile Defence completes the lineup. 2-year-olds are ready to jump here. 1,200 metres, Talmina the favourite. Gates are back, they're off and racing, and Fukabana jumped well with Taumina, and Inhibitions right there as well, but Taumina's going to go to a narrow lead. Inhibitions, though, holding its spot on the inside. Le Chocolat there, and Fukabana doing a bit of work in a three-wide spot, trying to get up outside the leader. A gap back, it had to be Zoo off the fence from Miss Ghent, then came Rewarding Bell, Extreme Spirit and Missile Defence last of all. Taumina establishes the lead clearly now by a half length on Fukabana, who worked to get there. Inhibitions leaders back third, then came Le Chocolat, two off, it had to be Zoo on the outside of Miss Ghent, then came Rewarding Bell from Extreme Spirit, and 2 lengths away to Missile Defence. Taumina leads at the 500 metres, a half in front to Fukabana. Inhibitions pinned away on the inside of Le Chocolat as they flatten for the run home now, and Taumina in front from Fukabana. Le Chocolat, it had to be Zoo running on. Back on the inside, Inhibitions plodding a little bit, but to be fair, it hasn't got much room. It's Taumina in front. Fukabana's holding Inhibitions in a pocket. Taumina in front with 100 metres to go. Inhibitions really wants to get out. It can't. Taumina kicking from Fukabana. Taumina just from Fukabana. Inhibitions no clear run inside the 100 third. Then Le Chocolat, Missile Defence late. Further back to Miss Ghent. Then came Extreme Spirit. It had to be Zoo. Peaked on the run. Rewarding Bell was last in.
Adrian, that was Timmy Clark's career win 1500, a milestone appropriate for your stable, appropriate on a front runner.
Yeah, no, fantastic for him. Obviously, he's had a great career and got a great association with Tim, and that's a great example of the types of rides he can produce for us. She's a nice professional filly. She did everything right there, took bad luck out of the equation, and she was tough enough to hang on.
There was a big jump coming from that maiden at Warwick Farm, but he controlled everything, Tim, out there.
He did. She's sort of little bit of time between runs. I still feel there's some good improvement with her going forward. We'll see how she comes up from today. Whether we sort of push on a bit deeper into the campaign and into the spring, or whether she's still a preparation away. But I'm sure there's a lot more upside there.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
During the week, I was made aware of where I was situated. So it's a nice accomplishment. Something I'm very proud of.
Tell us about this filly. She did pretty much exactly the same as what she did on debut.
Yeah, that's right. She's a very straightforward filly. Got nice ability, but she's got obviously a lovely racing style, and she did everything right again today, and obviously what you'd expect riding a 2-year-old for Gain Adrian, and I think that equals their record for the best ever 2-year-old season as well. So it's been a great year.
Can you see her taking the next level?
I can. Be interesting to see if she can sort of step beyond the 1200. That's going to be another goal for her and another obstacle for her to see if she can. But said she's a filly that we've held in high regard all the way through, and she's done a good job there, stepping from midweek grade up to a Saturday race.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hayward in the saddle, drawn barrier 14, and the light is on. Ready to go, Class 3 highway. Racing now, and competition's going to settle last and being ridden up. Chase My Crown jumped okay with Dancer in the Dark. Boy, everyone wants to lead here. Going forward is Sea Haven. Assiduity's out very deep. Nullifies there. Algaminer's there. They've got a couple of 100 metres, and Assiduity's committed to the cause. Gets about a half length clear from Algaminer. Sea Haven third. Followed then by Dancer in the Dark, who just eased out of that battle, and Nullifies up with the leading division as well. Dubai Showgirl on the improve, followed then by Chase My Crown. Back midfield is the heavily back favourite Eaglemont. Burrendana's a length behind. Algaminer parked in front. Further back to Shafty, then came Baradas. Spitfire, competition's last. Assiduity eventually got to the front, led by a half and Algaminer, followed by Sea Haven, then came Nullified. Dubai Showgirl in the white cap 3 wide. Further back to Dancer in the Dark. Chase My Crown out a bit deep from Moon Reader. Eaglemont in a tricky spot. Burrendana Barandana a bit cluttered up as well. Turning for home now. Algaminer took the lead away from Assiduity. Sea Haven working into the clear. Then Nullify. Gibbon sitting very quiet on Chase My Crown as it starts to round them up. Barandana into the clear. Chase My Crown got to the front. Barandana's breathing down its neck. And quickly Barandana moved up to Chase My Crown. Eaglemont's getting a rails run, picking up well. Barandana, Chase My Crown. Eaglemont driving through on the inside. Coming from well back, and Eaglemont runs good bets to win it. Beat Barandana. Chase My Crown third, a gap to Baradas fourth, followed by Algaminer, then Spitfire from competition, then Shafty from Nullabye, Moonreader, Dubai Showgirl, Danza in the Dark, Sea Haven. Assiduity did lots of work early and compounded to finish last.
Holly Julius, Matt Dunn sending down Eaglemont. Very well placed today.
He definitely is. You know, he's been knocking on the door for a win for a while now, and finally got it in today, and we're so glad that we have. This is our first highway win back since we've been allowed back in them. So yeah, very, very happy today.
I wonder how long it is. It's got to be over 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably longer.
Yeah, probably longer. Yeah. We've just been kicking away, doing our best, you know.
And Zach Lloyd is the man to have on, isn't he?
Yeah, that 1.5 kilo claim, yeah, that really, really, really helps. Yeah.
First of many more highways to come.
I hope so.
Good to have you back.
Thank you very much.
Well, this horse was terrifically placed, but it was aided by a really good ride.
Yeah, thank you. As you said, terrifically placed. He's a city horse and running in these highways. So I just needed a bit of luck, and luckily he was quickening really well. I was able to get it through a few tight gaps.
There was a bit of speed up on early part, and you just landed in a beautiful spot.
Yeah, I probably ended up maybe a pair further back than I would have liked, but just kept him happy and in a rhythm, and obviously the speed was, as you said, quite hot. So I knew he was going to have a turn of foot when I asked, and I just needed those gaps, and luckily they appeared.
Nice way to kick off the day. Just touch on inhibitions, a little bit unlucky?
Yeah, she ran very good. For a first up run over probably not an ideal trip, she ran super. Probably been lucky not to win that last 100. If I got a run, I think I would have won, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get luck, sometimes you don't. So she's in for a good prep.
You made up for it now. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Up. He was a bit of a lad,
and that's what Preble's evidence was. So it might be horse matters there. They're all in for the stayers.
Favourite. Bit of a drift though. Racing now. Kirkby immediately snagged back to last, and Man Behind the Money jumped out, and Zach Lloyd just summing up the situation whether to go forward or back. So United led. Union Gap underneath. McGeehan 3 out. Man Behind the Money's wide, and now Zach Lloyd has to drag it back looking to drop in as Fongo Hugh pulls its way through the field, and Man Behind the Money's going to slip in and get on its coattails. Wahina Toa back on the rails. Spoke to Raj. It didn't handle the first bend well. Kirkby snagged down to the rails last. So United led at a pretty slow tempo here by a length on McGeehan. Union Gap's got a good spot. Leaders back third inside Fongai Hugh. Then Wahina Toa, Man Behind the Money, just got shuffled back a little bit there. Spoke to Rajiv on a 3-wide run, so Rajiv's going to rip around the field. Kirkby settles last, 50 metres to run. So United in front. Spoke to Rajiv, going around the outside into second. In advance of McGeehan, Union Gap fourth, the fence now. Then Fongo Hugh. Then the two favourites, Wahina Toa on the inside of Man Behind the Money. Is second last now on the running line, and Kirkby the fence last of all. Down the back straight they go, and Spoke to Rajiv, really putting his name in lights here. He goes on with the job, Rajiv. Spoke to Rajiv's putting the pressure on So United, and eventually he's going to take the lead. Amy McLucas had to hand up on So United. 3 lengths away, McGeehan third, then Union Gap. Further back to Fongo Hugh, Wahina Toa, Man Behind the Money, and Kirkby's last of all. They're well inside the halfway mark now, and Spoke to Rajiv at big odds. Has raced 3 lengths clear now at the 800 metres. From So United, 3 lengths away to McGeehan on the outside of Union Gap. Then came Fongo Hugh. Still we've got Wahina Toa, Man Behind the Money, the two favourites together. They So Wahina Toa starting to improve a bit further on the rails. And Kirkaby still back last of all. Spoke to Rajiv's had his fun. So United moved up on the outside to pounce on the lead. McGeehan goes to second. Wonga here running on. Union Gap back on the inside. Wahina Toa's coming off heels, and Man Behind the Money gets to the outside. So United at the 300. A length clear. Fongo Hughes closing in well on the outside. Then Kirkaby making good ground behind them. So United in front. Kirkaby through the middle. And Kirkaby went up to join So United. Clear then from Union Gap. The favourites aren't a factor. It's Kirkaby. So United fighting back. Kirkaby drives. Kirkaby just from a very brave So United. Union Gap third. Fongo Hughes fourth. Wahina Toa next from McGeehan. Man Behind the Money. The money was left in the bag there, and Spoke to Rajiv has finished last.
Well done, Chris. Brett Preble looks pretty pleased with himself hitting the line there, sitting back last but travelling the best.
Yeah, he was. He just ran his own race, stayed out of trouble, and they didn't go that strong, and it probably suited our horse. Just it's got a better sprint than the old stayers or some of the stayers in the race.
What's his level?
Today. Yeah, I can say that.
Well, you're part owner.
Yeah, and Nev won't be offended.
No.
So, yeah, this is his level, but it's a great time to be racing these horses at this time of the year for good prize money, as we say it, 52 weeks of the year.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
To sit back, enjoy the tempo up front, and he was really good to the line today.
Yeah, last start I was mindful today that distance was a query. He's a little bit on the bridle. I put him in a bit more of a forward position. I don't think he really let the bridle go from actually us him getting that better position. So today I was negative, and he was still a little bit in the hand, but not as quite as aggressive. And he showed me a good turn of foot, but getting past on the gaze obviously late is always tough part. They're always very stamina and tough fit. But he's very honest. He tried hard for me, dug deep. I said to Chris last time, I don't think you can get him going any better, and that's his limit. I think he tries hard, and he carried a big weight today, and he deserved to win.
Did Gaze just fight back, or had he had enough?
Yeah, I think a bit of both, definitely. But his stamina was running on empty towards the end. But it's just his courage. He's determined, and he deserved to win.
Well done.
Thank you.
Reloaded into the barriers, passing his HIA, and we're just about ready. There's the light for the Furphy handicap. And they're racing. Brutal has jumped okay, looking for the lead. Brutal got about a half length clear. Wadigo's being sent forward and rising a little bit deep, rolls forward. Then come O Tycoon, who hasn't got to the fence there. So good, so cool underneath it. Then Guevara and Hewins last of all. Brutal holds the front clearly by length on Wadigo's. They're followed by Rising in third. O Tycoon still one off the fence. So good, so cool pushing through. 2 lengths away to Guevara and Hewin with blinkers on as last of all. So Brutal held together by Clark, a half in front to Wadigo's. Then came Rising on a 3-wide path around O Tycoon and So Good So Cool on the rails. And still the last 2, Guevara and Huon. So the small field race inside the 500 metres, and it's the short favourite in front, Brutinel, swinging by 3/4 on Wadigo's. O Tycoon peeling out, then So Good So Cool. And Guevara still a long way from them. It's Brutinel in front, but Wadigo sticks to the task. Brutinel just in front from Wadigo's. Then O Tycoon battling inside the 100. Brutinel and Wadigo's head and head they go. Brutinel lifting from Wadigo's. Brutinel, Wadigo's lunges, got up. Wadigo's knocked off Brutinel right on the wire. Guevara third, followed then by So Good So Cool, O Tycoon, Huon, and last in was Rising.
Well done, Björn. Looked a smart ride there by Collett.
Yeah, he summed it up pretty well, and he jumped really well today, so he put him in the race, and he's a horse that's probably going to be better over a little bit further, so he's just to be able to put himself in that spot, the money was right, so it's worked out really well. The owners have been patient and worked out very nicely.
So to win at 1,200 might be good signs for this prep.
Yeah, hopefully. He's only continuing to get bigger and stronger and hopefully better too, and I think that's the case.
You got a slot for Overpass yet?
I'm trying. We're looking. We're searching. I think he's going to mount a pretty good case, and no, he's back in great order. So very, very happy with how he's going. Good to have you back too, Greg. We've missed you.
Well, nothing's
Believe
changed.
it or not,
Nothing's changed. You're still training winners.
That's the main thing. A winner a day keeps the bank manager away. That's
well
for sure.
done. Good.
Thank you.
Well, Jace, you're able to keep the favourite as honest as you could, just enough pressure there, and you're able to get the upper hand late.
Yeah, he's obviously a favourable racing style, and I was able to be close enough, and obviously that step up to 12 probably more favoured my horse than the favourite. So yeah, we're within striking range, as you put it. Yeah,
it's going to put him in good stead because he obviously is wanting a little bit further, but for him to do that second up, he's got a good prep really.
It is, yeah, and that was last prep. He got up over a mile doing that, so he's come back over 12 this prep, so that's really encouraging going forward. You'd say there's a fair bit of room for more success basically before he needs to get back up to that distance where he was successful last prep.
Well done.
Thank you.
Moving in, chased home is J Fox there, and there goes the favourite Wave Rider Boy. See where the favourite winds up in the run. They're all locked and loaded, and they're good to go. Racing, good line out overall. Who's going to lead? Extra Gear showing plenty of zip. Holy Tycoon is J Fox, handled the start well. Wingardium there inside Petulant. Lady Brook will take a sit behind them, followed by Running Bear, Principessa. Tashi improving the outside. Then Acapella Sun, the favourite Wave Rider Boy, second last, and a length and a half to zip on by. About a dozen lengths covers the field at the 750, and the front runner Extra Gear from his J Fox working up on the outside. Then Wingardium inside Holy Tycoon. A length and a half to Petulant inside Lady Brook. They're followed after a length and a half to Running Bear inside one on the outside, just obscured at the moment being Tashi. Acapella Sun pulls three wide, followed by Principessa on the rails from Wave Rider Boy and zip on by. Extra Gear swings in front. 2 lengths to spare on Miss J Fox under the pump. Then Holy Tycoon, Petulant towards the inside. Tashi's running on. Lady Brook and Acapella Sun 3 lengths away, but starting to lengthen, and Wave Rider Boy in a bit of a pocket. Extra Gear just in front from Petulant. Tashi. Wave Rider Boy into the clear. Petulant got to the front. Wave Rider Boy's charging the outside. Petulant in front. Clings on. Petulant just from Wave Rider Boy. Tashi third. Then came Principessa from Acapella Sun. Lady Brook zip on by. Then Running Bear from Holy Tycoon. Miss J Fox, and Wingardium was last to finish.
Well done, Michael. Nice for her to get the breaks today.
Yeah, it was, Greg. Last start she jumped well and she got into a nice position and probably didn't go as hard, whereas today they ran along and Tyler just used the horses on the outside to push them forward and ended up taking the sit and come around the corner. She done everything right, travelled well, and bottom line is she just found that extra gear that she had to find, and she's been a classy mare. We've obviously been wanting to get the win on the board. Obviously she won at Canterbury and now she's a Saturday winner, and she's just kept improving.
Great, well done.
Thank you.
Well, Tyler, congratulations. It just worked out perfectly for you. You were able to stick to the rail, peel off the leader's back, and away she went.
Yeah, she's very speedy and she came out well. There was a bit of speed inside of her, and I was happy to follow Wingardium rather than Jay Ford's mount. And coming around the bend, I was pretty confident that I had plenty of horse. I just had to get a nice clear passage, and she got her momentum up and was really strong late.
There's not much of her, but she's got a heart.
Yeah, definitely. She's usually better around the short straight tracks like Canterbury, but today she's proved she can do it on a big track, and it's very good.
Good job.
Thank you.
waiting for the all clear. Stand by. Racing now. And a pretty good line out of the gates. Forecaster from Barry 1 jumped okay and more victorious. How Good Are You showing good muster in the filly. How Good Are You's going to lead. Swaysive on the scene goes to second. Then came Navios, a more victorious out deep, followed by Forecaster. Further back then to Kangaroo Court on the inside of Noble Conqueror, and Token Capitalist appears to be caught 3 wide in the early part. Further back to Leon Jello. Now the favourite Chorlton Lane in a 3 wide spot on the outside of King's Duty, and Bocket in a drop back to last. How Good Are You is the front runner from a more victorious, working up on the outside of Forecaster. Swayze back on the rails in fourth. Token Capitalist deeper out. Then came Navios from Kangaroo Court. The rails. Noble Conqueror moves up 3 wide now. The favourite Chorlton Lane gets onto its back from King's Duty, Leon Jello, and Bockedon is the last one. 600 metres to run. How Good Are You in front by a length to a more victorious, reined along. Then came Swayze, Token Capitalist, Noble Conqueror on its back, followed by Forecaster and Kangaroo Court hugging the fence as they straighten up. How Good Are You showing a bit of a kick here at the 300 metres. How Good Are You 2 lengths clear from Token Capitalist, sticking on. Noble Conqueror gets his chance on the outside. Kangaroo Court looking for a gap. How Good Are You still showing plenty of fight here. How Good Are You getting a gap now. Kangaroo Court late. How Good Are You in front. Kangaroo Court pounced on the outside. Kangaroo Court got up to knock off the front runner. How Good Are You? Followed then by Token Capitalist and Chorlton Lane very late. Further back to Noble Conqueror. Then came a more victorious from Swaysive, Leon Jello, Forecaster, King's Duty, Navios and Bockedon.
That.
Yeah, look, obviously there was a bit of pressure there in the lead, but I thought the filly was very, very courageous. You know, she had the lightweights, wanted to take advantage of that, and only at a second start she's done a fantastic job. But full credit to the winner. He was able to sort of have the softer run, had a bit of traffic there, but once he was able to sort of get out, he showed a real good turn of foot. So he's been sort of quite versatile this preparation, and just sort of for both of them to sort of take that next step into this company has been certainly very satisfying.
Both lightly raced, a bit to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, this was sort of the last crack for them as against their own age group here. So wanted to try and capitalise on that. The fantastic prize money, the Bob's available. It's been a great outcome for both sets of connections there. So I'm sure even with further preparations going forward, we'll continue to develop, and I'm sure there's a bit more upside.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Here's Adrian Bott with...
He jumped on at the exact right time and he was able to get him home today at start number 5, his second win, and he's certainly working through the grades really nicely. Well, Tim, it's never easy going from a Kembla maiden to a Hawkesbury Class 1 and then straight to town.
Yeah, no, that's right. He's done a good job. I thought his effort at Hawkesbury was still pretty good. He had a big weight and rode the speed and fought on really well. But today from a soft draw, and he was able to settle off the back of a really hot tempo. He relaxed really well, and when he can do that, he's got a nice turn of foot.
He didn't have a lot of room. Were you thinking halfway at the straight, if I can get out, I'm the winner?
Yeah, I felt that I had a lot of horse, and so I wasn't too concerned being held up a little while, because he said I was confident that because he'd had a soft run, he was going to, as soon as he did see daylight, he was going to really sprint quickly with that weight. And look, they worked together Tuesday morning, him and his stablemate. There wasn't much between them, and there wasn't much between them there at the end then.
Going forward, has he got a lot left?
Look, he's taken a bit of time to mature. Obviously, he's had a few little issues along the way, but hopefully now that he's been able to have a good prep this time, he can continue to build on that into his 4-year-old season.
Well done.
Thanks.
Okay.
Fortnight from now on the Premier's Cup Prelude. Light is on, we're ready to go in the Winter Challenge. They're set, Samana favourite. Just a slight hold up. Now they're off. Racing Ruby Tuesday, she blew the start, so that makes it a big job for her. Resonator jumped pretty swiftly together with the favourite Samana and Sabak right between them third, followed by Norwegian Bliss. Steely being sent forward out deep in advance of Hosier. A couple further back to Barbie Fox on the inside of Long Velour. Ruby Tuesday goes up the fence now on the inside of Lady of Luxury and In Fortune out wide, and a gap to Bonnie Ezra and Travis. They find their positions. Resonator leads at the 1,000 from the favourite Samana. 2 lengths away Sabak, sitting on the outside of Norwegian Bliss. Then came Steely, one off the fence in advance of Hosier, followed by Long Velour. Barbie's Fox back on the rails. Then came In Fortune from Lady of Luxury, Ruby Tuesday. Travis and Bonnie Ezra are the last two. Down the side of the course, Resonator, a narrow leader here from Samana. So the two well-fancied runners at it at the 600 metres. Then came Sabak with a nice trail on the outside of Norwegian Bliss. Steely in fifth, travelling okay. Then came Hosier. Long Velour's come off the bridle, and Barbie's Fox is staying towards the inside as they straighten up. Resonator being eyeballed by Samana now, and Gibbons gave the favourite Samana the cue. Races to a narrow lead from Resonator. Steely sticks on. Barbie's Fox angling off heels, and Hosier's getting a split at odds. It's Steely, Hosier, Barbie's Fox down the outside. Hosier takes a narrow lead from Steely. Barbie's Fox late. Hosier in front. Barbie lunged and got up. Barbie's Fox right on the wire there, knocked off Hosier and gives Zach Lloyd a riding treble. Steely third, followed by Samana. Then came Sabak from Bonnie Ezra late. Then Norwegian Bliss. Resonator got tired from Ruby Tuesday. Further back to In Fortune, Long Velours, Lady of Luxury and Travis.
128.81, 34.49. And Barbie's Fox has got the money. Second start in Sydney, back-to-back. JD Hayes is here. Oh, it almost went wrong.
Oh, it almost did. There's a few things that we were saying at the 200 that can't be repeated on TV. But luckily she found clear air and she's absolutely airborne, the mare. So I'm very happy for Aaron Hemwood, who owns her, with also, I only know his nickname, Bazza. Right. But they're terrific people, and now she's had a pedigree update with a bit of black type. It's a huge result.
So you've come up here looking for that, hoping for that. Didn't go to plan last start, but you got it today.
Yeah, no, luckily we got it today. Otherwise it would have been a bit of a hard luck Sydney trip. Yeah. But we're just very happy that the ball bounced our way today, and she was good enough to pick herself up and come over the top. And very good for Zach Lloyd, the young kid. I think he's got a big future.
We mightn't see you at the end of the season. It's almost over. But you've had a wonderful year, you and your brother. You've had a wonderful year here in Sydney again.
No, we have, and that's a testament to all our staff back home. And Ash Alford actually brought this horse up. She's a young kid, and she took the horse on her own, and I haven't seen it for the last 2 weeks, and she presented her looking $1 million. So we're just surrounded by really good people at a world-class facility, and hard work is meeting with the good opportunities, and we're having a bit of luck.
We'll see you in the spring too.
Sounds good to me.
Good on you.
Into this, a very fit horse. So Omni-Man completes the lineup for the July sprint. The light is on and we're ready to go. 1,100 metres. Set. And they're racing. Good line out, although Zathus is probably going to settle down last. Our Bellagio Miss jumped well, but now Omni-Man given its head. Omni-Man strides up on the outside. Going forward is Sweet Ride for Zanini. Our Bellagio Miss will get a good spot on the fence. 2 lengths away to Dragonstone from Valiant Dream Munitions. And Zathus sees them all. Omni-Man went fast there to cross the field. Leads by 2.5 on Sweet Ride and the Slipstream. A couple off to Our Bellagio Miss for Zanini. Then came Dragonstone from Munitions. Valiant Dream looks to be tired already, and Zathus goes underneath it. Coming around the turn, Omni-Man 2 lengths clear from the well-supported Sweet Ride. A couple off to Our Bellagio Miss. Then came Fours and Any Munitions. Dragonstone getting to the outside. 300 metres to run, and Omni-Man in front narrowly from Sweet Ride the outside. Dragonstone starting to hit top gear wide out. Omni-Man trying to fend off Sweet Ride. Dragonstone keeps coming. Omni-Man a length clear from Dragonstone. Omni-Man needs the post. Dragonstone lunged. I think just fell short. Give it to Omni-Man and nose to Dragonstone and Sweet Ride third. Then our Bellagio miss from Munitions. Further back to Forzanini and Valiant Dream was last to finish.
All three of your winners have just taken a lovely step forward today.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, we've got a great team behind us sort of developing these horses and been patient with them and now reaping the rewards.
They're on again next week.
Thanks very much.
Well done. Had a great day. And that is Omni-Man coming back after a narrow win. Numbers are up. 8, 4, 7, 9. They're on 13.71. Home in 34.2.
Well done, Rach. You were able to jump. Did he fire up a little bit that middle stage there?
He was pretty good. He just had to suddenly sort of do a little bit more extra work than what I thought I was going to have to. They made me work inside, but credit to them. They knew which horse they had to beat, but credit to him, he was tough. Like, he really had to dig deep today, and the more I asked him, the more he found.
You could hear them coming. Could you feel him just surging that little bit more?
Yeah, he's super honest. Like, he feels them coming. Even though I'm there pushing him away, I know he's giving me everything. He's a very honest horse.
Have you had much to do with him?
I haven't actually, no. So lucky to just be able to jump on today. Nice lightweight, and grateful for the opportunity.
Well done, Rach. Thank you.
Here in the Star Thoroughbred Silks. I could just see one of the riders' backsides there with a glimpse of the Star Thoroughbred Silks. Okay, we're right now. Stand by. Gates are back, they're off. Now blowing the start was King's Air. Born a King gets back and much better. Won the start here from Garrison, fast into stride. Glitter Silver improves and Kalino lands fourth on the rails. They're followed after a length then to He's Our Bonneville from Taj Need Wallenby. Casino Kid in a gap back to Born a King and King's Air. Much better's got a pretty soft lead here from Garrison. 2 lengths away to Glitter Silver. Then came Kalino on the inside of He's Our Bonneville. Further back to Taj Need the fence, a half the outside to Wallenby. Then came Born a King, Casino Kid. King's Air's last of all. Much better leads the way by 3/4 to Garrison. Glitter Silver into a clear third and Kalino in a clear fourth. In front of He's Our Bonneville, no change to the order. Then came Wallenby from Taj Need as they come around the corner. It's been a soft lead for much better. Spins the corner in front from Garrison. Glitter Silver pulling out. Now Kalino trying to work into the clear, or Glitter Silver shoved him back to the inside. And He's Our Bonneville starting to wind up. Wallenby making ground. Much better is the leader by 3/4 to Garrison. Kalino trying to squeeze through a gap and doing it now. Kalino goes after much better. Kalino put the head in front and Kalino got up to beat much better. He's Our Bonneville third, followed then by Garrison and Wallenby. Further back to Glitter Silver from Taj Need, Born a King, Casino Kid and King's Air.
And Chris, Kalino wins first up again.
Yeah, he did. He won well. I'm not much of a form student, but I actually liked him today. I thought that coming off autumn carnival form and coming into a race like this just looked ideal for him.
And he won second up last preparation again, so he should hold this now.
Yeah, he showed last preparation that he's pretty consistent. I think we were trying to get him out over too far, and then we brought him back to the 1,200 metre journeys and 1,300 today, and he's a lot more effective being held up. And Brett did a great job. He didn't panic. He got pushed out of a gap and then balanced up and away he went again.
Good end of the day.
Great day.
Thanks. Well, Brett, you trialled him the other day and he must have gave you a lot of confidence coming into this first up run.
Yeah, he's very fit and well, actually, coming into the race. I actually thought even 1,200 would be really perfect for him, but had another suck, just that real patience of the ride, and sort of got blocked a little bit, which actually probably might have suited him because when he did get out, he gave me a kick, but he was out of gas probably the last part. But that's fair fair enough. 100 first time is tough to do.
That win will put him in good stead for the rest of the preparation now, you'd think.
And a very honest horse too, so hopefully just gets back on his winning way, because early in his prep he showed a really nice horse.
Well done.
Thank you.